What's up, YouTube and Facebook land? This is the Soul Warrior D1 coming at you, just going on and starting this program to see what I can basically do with this wonderful thing we call technology. Now, the first thing that I want to go ahead and roll with is basically, I want to start out and say I wanted to do this post for a very long time, okay? And basically, it's going out to one of my biggest heroes that I have never seen and never met in general. It's Hulk Hogan, all right? Hulk Hogan is known throughout the wrestling world as basically the Elvis Presley of wrestling. Basically, it's like this. I'm going to go ahead and talk about him from my viewpoint. Hulk Hogan at one point in time was one of the greatest role models I ever had. Every Saturday morning, I would go ahead and tune into the WWE, which was at the time known as the WWF channel or network or whatever. It wasn't even a network, but the shows that would show on Channel 5 or Channel 20 at the time or whatever else. And I caught him at a time that I was really going through a bad thing in my life in elementary school. I was basically getting bullied and everything a lot. And so basically by looking at him, he was like my first hero. I was the one that really believed and lived through the training, the prayers, and the vitamins, right? And of course, later on, it was believing in yourself. And then beyond all of that, he went on and went to challenge after challenge, because every week was the challenge of Hulk Hogan's life or the challenge of Hulkamania's life as we were speaking. And so the thing of it is, I seen the challenges with the big 500-pound nasty giant, Andre the Giant. And then beyond all of that, I seen when the mega powers exploded. All right, the mega powers exploded, meaning him and the Macho Man Randy Savage. And then beyond all of that, I've seen him turn into not only into the incredible Hulk Hogan, but the immortal Hulk Hogan. And then all in all, it just went through the years of seeing all of these things. But then the thing that Hulk Hogan taught me was basically all heroes are not perfect. It was shocking to go ahead and find out that he was using steroids at one point in time. And that was a thing that, that kept me away from it, because he always was the tried and true, straight up American man, and, always not cheating, doing the right things, and all these particular things. And then all of a sudden, as time went on, I even went into the military, because the thing of it is, when he went on and went against Sergeant Slaughter, who turned his back on his country, he stayed tried and true to the red, white, and blue, and just went on and faced all odds. Well, it made me believe that I should go ahead and go into the military. To this day, right now, I'm like a staff sergeant and everything like that. But the thing is, to this very day, I still train real hard. I still eat my vitamins. I pray and I believe in myself. And it took me years to even get to that point. But the thing that really scarred me the most when he found out that he was being recorded and he said the N-word. And that took a little bit out of my soul just for a second. The thing is, it's not that bad. Because regardless of all of that, I say, even having a daughter myself, I don't want her messing around with a scumbag either. Or somebody who has no self-worth, or somebody who doesn't treat her right. But the main thing of all of this is that it doesn't matter how big or small, or how much of the color of the person's skin. The main thing is that he's a good person. And so Hulk Hogan, what I'm basically throwing at you right now is this. For over 20 years, or when you went into the industry, went into the WWE, I think I'll say the second time, and you went on and went into Madison Square Garden and beat the Iron Sheik, that's when everything started for me. That's when I realized that I needed to go ahead and go the straight and narrow, even though I was surrounded in a neighborhood where the possibility of making it even to 20 was very slim. You kept me out of the streets. You kept me in the straight and narrow. And even though I wasn't doing that well in school, I knew what right and wrong was through the character that you showed. I'll give an example. When the mega powers formed, right? I didn't have anybody who was willing to tell me how to treat women. But I noticed how the macho man character would treat the lovely Elizabeth, right? But you always did it differently. You always went on, held the ropes for her. You always went forward and treated her as gently as you possibly could. And when she was injured, your character went on and picked her up and took her to the emergency room. You know, the thing is, even when that happened, you were always tried and true to your friends. And beyond all of that, you taught me, even by holding a cross around your neck in a chain, it was like, dude, he has some type of religious preference with Jesus himself. And so all in all, that helped build me into the person that I am right now. My whole thing is this. Hopefully, that the world can go ahead and understand and bypass the things that have plagued you in the recent time. Because right now, everybody, including the WWE, has backed away from you. And I don't know if you're going back into their good graces or not, because Vince McMahon is a big hero of mine too. But the thing of it is, he's very forgiving. And more than likely, you have learned from this thing that happened. I don't know what your future holds, Mr. Hogan. But the thing of it is this. I hope one day I can meet you. And one day I hope that I can go ahead and shake your hand and tell you how much of an inspiration you were in my life. My hope is that the world doesn't back away from you in such a way that, that you become, lonesome and by yourself. Because from now, I noticed you went through a divorce, got another wife, you know what I mean? And now it seems like your family is cool and stuff like that. But I wanted to say from the bottom of my heart, I love you. I don't know what your stance in the world is right now in general, or how your thought pattern is, but all I know is this. You kept a kid in the middle of Washington, D.C. from going the wrong path. You kept a kid off of drugs. You kept a kid in a way of wanting to go ahead and straighten up and get healthy and get strong to serve his country and to be the very best that he could be, even though I was never perfect at it. And to this day, I'm kind of still hard on myself on many different things that I do. But and that's just trying to be a perfectionist. But I try to be the best father, best husband, the best soldier that I possibly can. And now I want to go ahead and live my life by fulfilling all the dreams that is hidden right here in this heart. So Hulk Hogan, I don't know where you are, what you're doing, or whatever else, but always remember, Hulkamania will live forever.